All right, guys, are we chapter 5?
Yeah.
How's everyone otherwise?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Nice, Alice, for a moment. Jen's probably going to join in a bit later, and we can begin. So, chapter 5, yes?
Yes, relationship.
This is like, oh, yumminess. Oh. This is like lush. Christ in you is wholly human and wholly divine. Dun, dun, dun. As the wholly divine, nothing is unknown. As the wholly human, everything has been forgotten. So we're just simply remembering. Thus, we begin to relearn the known as the one who already passes all.
Possesses
all, sorry. It's like that you already the accomplished. It's just don't know where that's in you yet. Or you do, and that's why you're smiling. It is this joining of the human and divine that ushers in love's presence as all that caused you fear and pain falls away, and you recognize again what love is. It is this joining of the human and divine that is your purpose here. The only purpose worthy of your thought. You who have filled your mind with senseless wandering and thoughts that think of nothing that is real, rejoice that there is a way to end this chaos. The world you see is chaos, and nothing in it, including your thoughts, are trustworthy. This is why your thoughts must be newly dedicated. Dedicated to the only purpose worthy of your thought, the purpose of joining with your real self. The purpose of joining with your real self, the Christ in you.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. That's the second coming. Da-da-da. Suddenly something pops out of your heart and go like, hey, where have you been? Drowning under your thinking.
You know where it says the Christ in you is wholly human? My brain can't comprehend. I don't understand it. I've got, it's like, ugh.
It's a revelation. Like your mind cannot comprehend it. That's very good. But you will have an experience of this unspeakable love that pours out. See, we have this idea that heart is somewhere in the chest or over here or wherever. We're not talking about the pump that runs the blood in the body. We're talking about this exquisiteness that will reveal itself to you without you needing to do much about it. It will just be like, hello, I am here. I mean, you can go, heart, where are you? I go direct. It's like, heart, I don't understand. Where are you? How many people know how to actually go into the heart, the real heart presence? Yeah. Just so we all know that it's really just like, you know, we're pumping this up all the time. Where are you guys in your mind your whole day? Right here, right? Da, 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 da. How many of you do this? Da, 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 da. Put your hand up, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? This is like an addiction, thinking addiction, and we're thinking these meaningless thoughts. Now, instead of pumping this up, overamping this chakra or this part of you, now just start going there. We did this, but it's never good to do this again. Always good to do this again. Now drop down here. That which pumps here, you go like, I'm gonna pump this now. And notice what happens to your thinking instantaneously. You are here. Now, give all the time you gave to this, give it to this. Even better, give it to this. Sit up a little bit and just drop it down, down. And imagine instead of thinking you are gonna do, I'm doing heart. I'm doing love. Love is my number one thing because love will never go to war. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. And just parking. This is your new parking spot. Throw the keys away. And don't go upstairs. There's not much there. How is that? Yeah. Always put your head a little bit forward. Because that if you go up this way, you're leaving into the mental realms. We've already been there. It's too much in there. It's just storage of junk. So we want to come down here and discover this is a course of love. This is a course of heart, right? And just feel here. And suddenly there is no thought. You might have a little one sleep here and there, but they're more like, interesting, or something like that. And just notice
I've had a lot of experience of this, Cole, since we started reading the book again.
Beautiful.
Of allowing myself to, instead of trying to work things out, of remembering to be led by the heart space. It's a completely different experience. And I still do get caught in my thoughts and my thinking mind, but I'm having more and more experiences of this being led.
Yeah, and then use it. Like even when you talk about it, like you in a different space. It's not like mind trying to figure out its madness. You can never figure it out in here. There is no answer. There is no answer here, guys. You're looking for answer. Like you cannot even heal the mind with the mind. You virtually, the mind is like this bubble. And when you had enough of this and you say, Jesus, my own heart, please help me. It will come from outside as if, and it goes pop. And all this is gone in an instant. In the twinkle of an eye, this vanishes. And you step into much larger circle. And I'm just making this up in a way. You are not so compressed in your head. The addiction is not so crazy. So you just open up. That will open up your heart. Yeah. So you're just going, heart, where are you? How about we do it a this week exercise? Heart, show me. Jesus, show me the money. Talk is cheap, right? Show me where the heart is. Show me where the heart is. No, show me where the heart is. And you determine above all else, I want to see my heart. Yeah. Is that better, Anthony?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's like the body, it's like Christ can lead the body through the world and the mind doesn't have to be there, just the body can, and the heart, and you just kind of led. I've having that experience lately, actually, even this morning or something.
As you keep going into your feelings more and more, this becomes, because like the heart is powered by the mind, joining mind and heart, but heart is also powered by your feeling self, which is below it. You know how we just went from here to here? Well, if you dare, you can go on it even bit lower. That will completely turn your brain off. Yes, exactly. You start to laugh because you go like, oh God, I'm not caught up in my addiction. I was like, oh God, rejoice. And then go even deeper and even deeper. Yeah. Look at Mark Doonan. He's like oozing light. Yeah, it becomes visible. Keep going down lower. And just imagine you like in your lowest chakra. Do you guys understand when I say chakra? And then keep going. You might be amazed what's downstairs. Some treasures in there. There's a storage there. It's called the will of God. And it's got all the yummy stuff God gave you as an inheritance. You know how you inherited from your parents, if you do, or you inherited from somewhere? Same thing. He's placed some goodies in there, and you're living upstairs, looking out for the view, but missing out the gold you're sitting on. That's it. The more you go down, the more it begins to open up. Whatever you power, it will become powering. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
Yeah, right.
And this is why I'm glad we're recording.
Yeah. So there. So where's my heart? You don't even have to ask nicely. You know, it doesn't have to be like, God, please show me my heart. It's like, God, hey, been doing this for 30 years. Where's my heart? You know, because you have to pray, you have to ask with all your might and all your strength and all your desire. Above all else, show me my heart. I'm sick of my mind. Thank you. Show me the money. Where is this thing? I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to watch this over there, the guy who everybody's like worshiping. No, I want to have the experience. Only you can be accomplished. See, I can't stop talking. Anyway, I'll get someone to read. Please read somebody. Save me.
I'll read.
Thank you. Oh, God.
I said earlier, it is only through union with me that you learn. Because it is only in union with me that you are yourself.
Wow. Can you read that again, please?
I said earlier, it is only through union with me that you learn. Because it is only in union with me that you are yourself.
And if you don't mind, it says,
you're going to say something,
it is only, what? Only through union. Now, what does that word only means? Yes, only. And now you know the way.
Now, we must expand your understanding of union and of relationship, as well as your understanding of me. Union is impossible without God. God is union. Is this not like saying God is love? Love is impossible without union. The same is true of relationship. Wow. God creates all relationship. When you think of relationship, you think of one relationship and then another. The one you share with this friend or that, with husband or wife, with child or employer or parent. In thinking in these specific terms, you lost the meaning of the holy relationship. Wow. I'll read that again. In thinking in these specific terms, you lost the meaning of the holy.
You lose. Sorry,
lost.
you lose.
Mine says
It's
lost.
Does it?
Mine does too. Yeah, mine says
Oh,
lost.
wow.
Isn't that interesting? Lost or lose. Wow.
So I'm thinking when we're talking about now. Yeah, anyway, okay.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Wow. Relationship itself is holy.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. Mm.
Anyone else? Are we done with the, sorry guys, I had to jump up. Anyone else?
Yep.
Go.
A relationship exists apart from particulars. This is what you can't conceive of and what your heart must newly learn.
Mm.
All truth is generalizable because truth is not concerned with any of the specific details or forms of your world. You think relationship exists between one body and another, and while you think this is so, you will not understand relationship or union, or come to recognize love as what it is. Relationship is what exists between one thing and another. It is not one thing or another thing. It is not a third thing in terms of being a third object, but it is something separate, a third something. You realize that a relationship exists between your hand and a pencil when you go to write something down. But it is a relationship you take so completely for granted that you have forgotten that it exists. All truth lies in relationship. Even one so simple as this. The pencil is not real, nor the hand that grasps it. Yet, the relationship between the two is quite real. When two or more are joined together, is not an injunction, excuse me, for bodies to unite. It is a statement that describes the truly real, the only reality that exists. It is the joining that is real and that causes all creation to sing a song of gladness.
Mm.
No one thing exists without another. Cause and effect are one. Thus, one thing cannot cause another without there being one or joined in truth.
Wow, beautiful. Mm.
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 So without this oneness, this truth, love, whatever you want to call it, we wouldn't actually be able to relate to one another. Like we'd be entirely separate all the time. Mm.
Mm. Did you guys feel that dropping that occurred like a few minutes ago? It's like this, like a whoosh.
Mm.
Yeah. We're just taken to a place that's brand new. We're learning how to live there instead of our head. Mm.
Because that's the very relationship that's being described here, isn't it? That, yes.
Not about you or me or someone else. It's
Mm.
about a relationship we're creating. We just dropped into unity. And if you're not thinking, there will be a sense of like joining. It's very subtle. So one has to go a little bit quieter, more present, try not to move much. And just be with this, be with this. Because it comes in and the mind goes, oh my God, this is dangerous. We'll go like, no, stay, stay. It's like when you're teaching a dog, stay, stay. So we just stay in this quality. This is the most important part of the course. You'll read it and suddenly you go, oh, how many of you have that experience? Like, oh, the mind stops and you go like, wow, what's happening? That's it. Then don't worry about the reading next chapter or next paragraph. Just stay there. Stay there as long as you can handle because it becomes intense, it becomes a little bit unknown, big, but we're getting used to this. It takes a little getting used to because it's not known yet. How does it feel? Yeah, it feels beautiful. You're like, oh, like in this embrace. It's like, oh. And instead of rushing into next exciting thing, you stay here. Just stay here.
It's like, yeah, when you're with someone and there's no need to speak and you're just hanging out. It's the best.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Brings joy, brings sense of brotherhood, sisterhood, sense of joining. Not by exchanging information, but just being formation free, without trying to exchange. We join.
And in the past, it's always been easier for me to do that with animals than with people.
Because they didn't answer.
Yeah, because they don't talk. It's like, no wonder I felt comforted as a child just to hang out with my pet. You know, like when I felt awful, that's what I would do. And it's just so helped. Yeah.
Same thing. Beautiful. All right. Do we get someone else to read? Or is it you done?
I'll go. Yeah.
Go.
Right. We are beginning now to paint you a new picture, a picture of things unseen before, but visible to your heart, if not your eyes.
Yes.
Oh, your heart knows love without a vision of it. You give it form and say, I love this one, or I love that. Yet you know that love exists apart from the object of your affection. Love is set apart in a frame, not of this world. You hold objects up to capture it, to put a frame around love's vision and say, this is it. Yet once you have it captured and hanging for all to look at and behold, you realize this is not love at all. You then begin your building of defences, your evidence to cite, to say, yes, indeed, this is love and I have it here. It hangs upon my wall and I gaze upon it. It is mine to own and keep and cherish. As long as it is where I can look upon it, it is real to me and I am safe.
Thomas, the bin. I need the bin down. Put lock on this door.
You think when you find love. Now my heart is singing. Now I know what love is all about. And you attach the love you have found to the one in whom you found it and seek immediately to preserve it. There are millions of museums to love, far more than there are altars. Yet your museums cannot preserve love. You have become collectors rather than gatherers. Yep, there's a few in my museum. Your fear has grown so mighty that all that would combat it is collected for safekeeping. Like the frame of love upon your wall, the collections that fill your shelves, whether they are ideas or money or things to look at, are your desperate attempts to keep something for yourself away from all the rest. Jesus. In setting love apart, you recognized it. You recognized it had no place here, but you went on to set yourself apart and all else that you could find to define as valuable. But you went on to set yourself apart and all else that you could find to define as valuable. You build your banks as well as your museums as palaces to your love. I no longer see the golden calves hiding within the palace walls. Oh.
Mm. Mm. Anyone else? Thank you.
I was just going to say, it seems like that's when idols are formed, altars are formed to people, places, and things. Whatever the object of my affection is, then then it's skewed. Then love is skewed if it's the object that I'm loving.
Mm.
No matter what, or the person, put a ring on it. Like, we want to preserve it. So we immediately put a ring on it.
Mm.
So yeah, it just seems like anything could be that. I mean, totally anything could be that. Whatever I put before love itself is an idol or an altar.
And you nail it to the cross, because you name it, you nail it. Because now I know what love is. It's this thing here. Now it's dying in there. It's under your construct, your perceptual label on it. And so you make it dense and nailed. It can't move. Yeah. So we just let it go. All the constructs of the world, we just simply let them dissolve. Actually, when the heart comes in, this will disappear. And the kingdom of heaven pops up in you, like boink.
even memories can be the golden calf.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah,
I was
preoccupation.
just thinking of those stuffed animals, you know, people that they lose a pet that they love and they get stuffed. I mean, I find that so hard, but that's what it's like. Is you're turning this
line.
object of your love into just an object and pretending it's love.
Yeah.
And that line where we've become collectors, not gatherers. It's like,
Yeah.
look at all the stuff we collect to cling to, boy. Both physical and non-physical.
Mm. Yeah. Somebody once asked me, said, Cole, where is all this present man? Where is all this man that you train? I say, honey, they're hanging out on your wall.
Oh. We wonder why relationships don't work out. It's just
Exactly. We
seems so
nail each other
obvious
to the
now.
cross. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they don't love me
No.
anymore. Oh.
Well, he says it in the next one. He always answers every thought pops to your mind. He goes, and now let me just get that answered for you. So let's get into that one. 5-9. Any takers?
I
Go
can
on,
read, Cole.
Anthony.
Go.
Okay.
Andy. Cool.
Oh, Andy. Yeah.
Not either. Were you going, Anthony?
Oh, you go.
Okay.
Hmm.
This urge to preserve things is but your urge to leave a mark upon the world. A mark that says, I have acquired much in my time here. These things I love are what I leave the world, what I pass down. They declare that I was here. Again, you have the right idea. Yet it is so sadly displaced as to make a mockery of who you are. Love does mark your place, but in eternity, not here. What you leave behind is never real.
Mm. Amazing.
Love gathered together is a celebration. Love collected is but a mockery of love. This difference must be recognized and understood, as must the urge to set apart from all the rest. For with understanding, these urges can be made to make sense. With understanding, they can begin to bring sanity to an insane world.
I'll continue. You do not yet believe, nor understand that the urges that you feel are real and neither good nor bad. Your feelings in truth come from love. Your response to them is what is guided by fear. Yeah. Even when feelings of destruction and violence come from love, even feelings of destruction and violence come from love. You are not bad, and you have no feelings that can be labeled so. Yet you are misguided concerning what your feelings mean and how they would bring love to you and you to love.
So now you can see the importance of feelings, right?
Yeah. All feelings. Just.
Yeah. Because, you simply delabel feelings, like delabel them. Something arises, you're just hitting the past. You're just looking at something darkly. So something arises, don't name it. Let it pass through. Whatever the feeling, let it pass through. But what we do, we go, huh! And then we imprison the feeling, and then we carry it like a baby. And then we're birthing world from that suppression, from the prison. And then we said, oh, I feel imprisoned in this world. Yeah, because you began doing that. So when you allow yourself, like something arises, you slightly trigger it, don't name it, just let it pass through. It's like, oh, this is passing through. And you will develop this amazing sense of whoosh. And whoosh, and let it blossom, you let it ignite into a beautiful thing. Instead of, when you suppress it, you make it a prison and ugly. When you pass through, it turns into something like this. The will of God begins to come through you. What you saw darkly will be light. Behind every miracle, behind every grievance, there is a miracle. And this is how you actually allow it. You just pass through. So just
I had an amazing experience of that this morning, Cole, actually, with one of my biggest things, which has been really bad anxiety. And the minute it comes up, of course, I want to get the hell out of there. And this morning, God knows why, I'm just like, you know what? I wonder what this actually feels like. And it was just actually this swirling of life energy. And I mean, my anxiety's been so bad. I've been medicated, panic attacks. Like, I'm not talking a little bit of anxiety, but it was amazing to just go, this is actually just a swirling of energy. And it was delicious. And then it passed and there was just this peace. And I'm like, what the, like, wow. This is really mind-blowing.
Beautiful. That's simple. It's just don't nail it. Let it resurrect. That's the whole idea of resurrection. Because those anxieties, and they're old. They're not now. They're old things that pop in and we go, oh no, not you. Coming out of here. I've got you tucked in. So you begin to go, no, because that's your karma, really. When you let it all pass through, it will actually stop coming as something, and it will just become a natural flow of light in you. So like you're coming all the time, you're resurrecting. The resurrection is not like a one thing, it's constant, like a constant holy instant, constant resurrection.
And what you said about not labeling was really powerful, because I realized that every time for the last decades I felt anxiety, I label it, oh shit, I'm anxious. Whereas I'm like, you know what? There's just a feeling.
Yeah.
The not labeling was really powerful.
And what you can do with that, you go like, hey, I've been calling you anxiety. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're not anxiety. Maybe you're something else. What are you? I step back and let it lead the way. Let it show me what it is. Now you're not labeling, and you just like, oh, that's what you are. And I'm telling you, when you delabel it, you actually pull the nails out of it. Because now it can show you, it can move. When you nail it, it's dead. That's how we create death. We nail something, we think we nailed it out there. We actually nailed it right here. So we just let it go. We pull the nails out, let it flow through. So you go, hello thing, anxiety. I think I mislabeled you. Forgive yourself for the action and just allow anxiety or whatever that flow is to either pass through or show you what it is. And you might suddenly feel anxiety still, and you might go, I've got anxiety and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Nice. That's exactly what we're looking at. You will have shame, and you go like, oh, I feel shame. I feel good. Next minute, you have a new addiction. Addiction to pass through everything and let it blossom into a tree. See, like in this world, everything goes up and opens up. Up and opens up. Trees go up and open up. Flowers go up and open up. Human being grows up and goes, whoa. I'm not moving. Thank you very much. Look, I can't express this. Human condition. I'm leaving a mark behind. I'm leaving a mark on the world. I suffered so long. Remember me, please. I was bleeding here, you know. So we just let it pass through. Let it pass through.
Yeah, I saw that all the pain of all the suffering was in trying everything to manage and get rid of and heal and release and use all the words you want, the anxiety. The feeling of it was actually quite magical. I was shocked. I'm like, this is actually just a beautiful, magical energy. Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. Wow. It really virtually blows your mind because the mind can no longer, it can no longer even label. It's just you lose the capacity to nail stuff. Yeah. So you no longer kill the Christ within you, because when that begins to flow, your heart will blossom. Anyone's got a blossoming heart here? You can see them.
Yeah.
You can see so many of them. They're all there, oozing. You know, my line, they're like, if you don't ooze, you lose. You're not an oozer, you're a loser. So just ooze out. It's just ready to be given. Just like the sun in the sky. What does it do? It just shines. Why is it called sun, and why do we call Son of God? Because it's the same metaphor of radiance. So like shine. Huh? All you have to do is look at Chantal and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah? So look at that. The joy begins to come in more and more and more. Eventually you're like, it's your daily bread. Give us today our daily bread, our Father. He's like, yeah, I've already given it to you. Just eat it. All right, sweethearts, let's move on before I do another freaking speech.
Can I just say something about naming it? I'm not so sure. Maybe I'm getting into my head too much, but many years ago, when I first got sober and didn't know feelings, because I pushed those down with the drinks and the drugs, right? You know, and I was still in my 20s. I was supposed to get an award and get a car, like a leased car for a year free, and the car company backed out at the last minute, and I'm like kind of looking up, you know, going like, what is this that I'm feeling? Because it wasn't anger, you know, it wasn't a very strong one, and by labeling it was kind of like if you label a balloon and then let it go, you know. I labeled it, oh, this is disappointment. You know what I mean? It's not like a real strong one.
Yeah.
Also, the other night, you know, I'm in my 60s and all of a sudden I couldn't get sleep, tried everything. I just turned the lights off and was going into it. And all of a sudden, I sort of named, wow, I never named it before, but realized I was afraid of the dark at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, and I've lived by myself and, you know, all that stuff for my whole life almost. And by naming it, I was like, wow, that's wild. And I sat with it and I let it simmer, you know, like you say.
Beautiful.
But sometimes for me, just being able to point to it and then say, oh, like that's all that it is. You know what I mean? It's a fear of the dark, it's disappointment, it's you know, something, anxiety, it's whatever it is. Then then it seems easier sometimes for me to let it go, like to write the name of it on the balloon and just, you know, let the helium take it, you know. But sometimes not to hold on.
You don't want to see it as an
label.
object. You objectified, you know, you said this is this, now you labeled it, now it can't move. And you said, and then it's like, I let it simmer, right? So it's just sitting there simmering, but it's not really passing through. So it's just like, and it's best to do this when you're actually not too stressed. You like to think of something slightly stressful, and I said, let me allow myself to let this pass through. As you virtually train yourself, like it's like a new habit. I'm letting everything pass through. I'm not gonna nail, I'm not gonna label. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. My labeling allowed me to let it go somehow. Like it really did. Like it allowed me to be with that feeling for a moment. Like, oh, okay. And then, like I said, you know, if there's a picture, put it on the name on the balloon and just let it go. But somehow,
okay. Well, whatever works, darling. I mean, I'm not saying wrong. Are we just learning something that is a little bit formless because we got everything attached to form?
Yes.
So
yes.
Now we are not forming anything. We're just letting, because it's all energetic. God is not a form as such. It's like an invisible, tangible vibration. And each of us has this fragment of God in us that's just not been vibrating because it's been piled up by whatever we think. Right?
Yes.
So now we just letting it go, letting it pass through, delabeling stuff. Like you can call it terror, or you can go, interesting vibration. What are you? And then it will tell you of itself. And suddenly you will have a similar experience, like Michelle was saying, you know, like suddenly you go like, oh my God, this is actually feeling really good. Right? Like there must be that correction. Like forgiveness without correction is just an empty gesture. So if we let go of something and 3 days later we have it again, it wasn't really corrected.
Right.
So if it's
I think we're saying the same thing, just a little bit differently. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Who is the reading next? Or is someone still reading?
I'm still reading.
Okay, go for it.
Just feel like reading the last sentence of the last paragraph. Yet you are misguided concerning what your feelings mean and how they would bring love to you and you to love. It is in understanding the relationship that exists between what you feel and what you do that love's lesson learned.
Beautiful, huh?
Each feeling requires that you enter into a relationship with it. For it is there you will find love.
Wow. Say that again.
Is this what you were talking?
Exactly. Could you please read that again? Because it's like
hang on. Each feeling requires that you enter into a relationship with it.
Mm.
For it is there that you will find love.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. It does appear that at the beginning you have to call it something in order to sort of have a relationship with it, and then it can change. But
Beautiful.
it's almost like you've got to call it something to begin with.
Yeah, like I said, you know, like, hey, anxiety, I've been calling anxiety, but maybe I was not correct about that. What are you?
Yes.
I step back, I let you demonstrate to me who you are.
Mm. Yeah, like we call God the word God, but then we've got to, you know, get beyond it. Yeah.
God is a nail in a wall.
Yes. Yeah.
Until it begins to like vibrate in you as what it is. And then you delabel that too. Like I think I mentioned it to you. Like, what is God? If I ask you what is God, you will probably give me hundreds of answers. None of them is true.
I feel like it's when you're a little kid and you're taught to name everything. Oh, that's a giraffe and this is a cat and blah, blah, blah. But it's like we've stopped there. We haven't progressed to the next level.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, or Anthony.
Every joining.
Sorry, I have to go, everybody. So
love you,
thank
Andrew.
you for
today. See you, Andrew.
Oh, see you, Andrew.
Love you all. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew.
Bye.
Every joining, every entering into is preceded by a suspension of judgment.
Right.
Oh, did you read the sentence before that?
Mm-mm.
No, maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I'm going to start. Each feeling requires that you enter into a relationship with it. For it is there you will find love. It is in every joining, every entering into, that love exists. Every joining, every entering into is preceded by suspension of judgment. Thus, what is judged cannot be joined nor entered into, where it can be understood. What is judged remains outside of you. And it is what remains outside that calls you to do what love would call you not to do. What remains outside is all that has not joined with you. What has joined with you becomes real in joining. And what is real is only love. Yeah.
Beautiful. Mm. Mm. But even this text dissolves, doesn't it? Even what we just read just dissolves into an experience. You've shown something, you don't nail it, you can't even grasp this. It just takes you, constantly takes you. And that taking somewhere, we need to be taken to the right place. That taking is what it's all about.
Always such a temptation to nail it, isn't there? Like just this temptation to nail it down. Oh. Mm.
Beautiful. How are you guys doing? We haven't, this is very long, so we might just do half of it today.
Mm.
Maybe we read a few more. We'll go till 10 our time. Means another 15 minutes.
That sounds good.
Then we slowly go to
Mm.
an end. Anybody else would like to read?
I go if somebody can tell me where we are.
5.13.
13.
Yep.
Do you see the practicality of this lesson? What terror can be caused by an urge to violence that, once joined with love, becomes something else? An urge to violence may mean many things, but always lurking behind it is an overwhelming desire for peace. Peace may mean destruction of the old, and love can facilitate the rise and fall of many armies. What armies of destruction will rock the world when they are brought to love? Within you is all the world safe, sure, and secure. No terror reigns. No nightmares rule the night. Let me give you once again the difference between what is within and what is without. Within is all that has joined with you. Without is all that you would keep separate. Within you is every relationship you have ever had with anything Oh. Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Outside of you is all that you have kept apart, labels, and judged, and collected on your shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so funny. Woo!
Mm-hmm. Da-da-da.
Mm.
This
Horrible
is
how.
all.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
There's just this idea that we can lose something, which is it's not possible. But it's just all this fear always that I'm going to lose something. It could be anything, but the real things you can't lose. Like you can lose objects, of course, but the real thing is not possible to lose. But I never really realized that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and when you bring the boogeyman out of the dark, that's when the light comes in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and it dispels. It changes, like I said, with you use violence, but like you said, Cole, like when you bring it to the light, it changes. It changes it. I don't change it. I wasn't trying to get rid of it. I was just going, oh, like I wasn't even really judging it. I was surprised, but I was like, wow. It made sense of other things, but I allowed myself to be with the feeling and then letting go of that feeling. Like you said, just keep going deeper until both the fear, the label, and the feeling itself is gone.
Well, this is the thing, like there's an idea somewhere that we need to get rid of feelings. Now that's not, we're not getting rid of feelings. We're just giving them back the right function that they had always. Because every feeling, like he says that, where was that? It was so beautiful. Like in every feeling,
each feeling requires that you enter into a relationship.
Yeah, when you enter a relationship with it, you begin to unwrap it. That pass through is unwrapping it. And when you let it pass through, when you don't suppress it or judge it something, it becomes gold. It becomes the most amazing gift to give. That comes one more step. Like first you feel it, and then you begin to give it. Giving it what will make it sustained in you. But in this unwrapped way, that you're no longer just looking at some kind of present, but it's actually there, and you feel this enormous gratitude that you have it and that you can give it. And by the act of giving it, you are blessed by it. So give, what do you want to have? You give, not physical things. Because if I give you my phone, great, you have a phone, but I can't make a phone call. I can't reach you that way, right? But with love, I can give you love, and more I give you, more I have it. More I have it, more I can give you. And more I can give you, more I have it. So more I can give you. So this is the never-ending creation of love by act of giving it away.
But because we've had it as an object, we couldn't give it. Otherwise, we thought we would lose it. But because we had it as an object. Yeah. Okay.
But there is no loss.
Or the person who represents it. I'm realizing the ones I put on the shelf most are the ones who represent love most to me.
Yet when the gift is received by the other, they will receive it and give it straight back, because why would they hold on to it? If they want to maintain it, they give it back. So that now it becomes this amazing exchange on ever increasing giving. You got to feel it. It's not a mental thing. You can just do it. Like, I remember doing this lesson, like, to everyone I offer peace, to everyone I offer love, to everyone I offer, it's like blah, 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 blah. And at the end of it, I was like, man, it's nice. But then one day I was like, hang on a second, I got to give this feeling away. And when you do, you take it away from this compressed little space you call you, and it begins to extend. And that's the real extension. So really, even A Course in Miracles is a course in feeling, because it trains your mind to be present for all this. You stay with it. You don't jitter around and looking everywhere. You go like, oh my God, the kingdom of heaven is within me and it's arising. It's nowhere else. Jesus said, hey, the kingdom is not of this, my kingdom is not of this world, right? But trying to fit this amazing love into this world, it becomes an object. But just ooze it and ooze it and ooze it. You have it more and you have it more, and you could drown in it, get used to it.
Yeah. So this is actually
drowned by love. Who would like to be drowned by love? Anyone? Any takers?
Oh.
Exactly. Like, how did he die? Drowned in death? Drowned in love? Yeah.
So this is really teaching us how to love one another as Jesus loved. Jesus loved.
Yes.
Basically, yes.
He's virtually speaking to us directly, like every word he says, guys, follow this, follow me. Resign as your own teacher. Accept me as your teacher, because I will teach you the truth.
Yeah.
He said,
like, the Bible's...
Yes, you cannot learn this on your own, because we're in this learning bubble. Love is not something you learn. Love is something you are. But as we drop all these barriers to what we thought love was, we release those. The love just naturally comes on, really effortlessly, like this little ooze comes.
It's just always there.
You're not even doing it. Eventually, even the giving of love is just like a starter motor, you know? You just give it, you give it, and then it begins to flow. You go like, I need to do nothing. You become an oozer, and you can't stop it. You might even be pissed off, and you might even be triggered. You might be like, you're still oozing.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So some of you might have seen me on the other groups where I go into this like what looks like a rage, and everyone's laughing because it's just a giving of a little bit faster energy than gentle, you know. It was not hurting.
Yeah, that's right. Huh? And even somebody outside the group, like if they suddenly got angry or whatever, when you're not judging it in them, it is funny. Like it's quite funny. Yeah.
Very funny. Very, very funny.
But it's not funny for them.
The divine rage. Like the Course in Miracles says this most amazing line that I love personally so much, because it says, every little twinge of annoyance is nothing but a veil drawn across an intense fury. I go, whoa, where is this fury in me? I want to find that. That interests me. The veil, cool, you know, but let's get to this. Where is this fury? I was like, oh my God, that sounds exciting. And next minute, it's fury unleashed, and I'm going like, ta-da, my God. It's like wake. It's actually really an awakening energy, because it's so strong. It just goes, wow. Like the sun have those little eruptions. What do they call them?
Solar flares.
Yeah, solar flare. Like a solar flare. You know, like my light just had a flare. Doesn't hurt anybody because it's not going at anybody.
I'm wearing my solar flares today.
Yeah, maybe my solar flares, darling. Exactly. How are your solar flares today? All right, sweetheart. Should we just maybe park it right here?
Yeah.
Would any person who has still any mind left mark where we are? And
I'm so grateful for you always remembering where we're at, Kim.
yes.
Oh, it's only because I
Yeah,
underline
normally
stuff
Kim.
in my book as I go. So where it stops, only I have to rub out all the previous underlining. Otherwise, I don't know where I am.
Use a different color, different color this time. Oh my God! Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
So much fun. Can you see how beautiful it is?
Yeah.
It's so easy. Oh my God! It's like effortless. Any trying to achieve enlightenment, be holy. You can't try to be holy. It's like it's impossible. You are holy. Dun dun dun, done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's the human and divine, like the divine is in us and the human is in the divine. Like it's this beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Eventually realize that both of them are labels. Yeah. Even divine is a label. Even they both labels. Eventually, even human and divine is like none of it. You see?
Sorry, say that again, Cole. You were cutting out.
Oh, it's even those two labels will be gone.
Divine, cut them out. Yeah.
This or that. Imagine there is no such thing. Exactly.
Cut that out.
He's just priming you. He's like, oh, let me divide this into the human and divine. You go like, whoa, we're going to bring the love into the humanity. And like, right? No, it's all going to vanish. The twinkling of an eye. Like,
I love that
just like
phrase.
that. He's
I've
like,
always loved that phrase.
just like, punk. And you look and you go like, where am I? Like, what is this? And then you learn how to park in there because it's like it's got a different kind of terrain.
Yeah, but it's so nice to have that, feel that love and not have to do anything with it, not try to, make it mean something or grasp at it or
You even like you lose like need to be loved. Like you lose the need, like love me. It's like that's just not like. So like you don't need it because you have it by the act of giving away, and everybody can do this. Like, oh, I need love. It's nice to share. It's beautiful, but you don't go in like a begging for it anywhere. Or you thinking like someone once told me, says like, Cole, I just know I love you. I'm like, do you know what? That quality of love, I don't think I'm that crazy about it. Actually, I don't particularly like that kind of love because it felt needy and icky and it had a hook in it. I was like, sorry, mate. I got plenty here. So maybe give it somewhere else because I have like a perfect pool of water here called love. And then you come with this like a cistern when they put like this common water in me. And I'm like, no, that's not right temperature. Thank you. You know what I mean? Because people are like such a freaking twisted ideas of what love is. That's what they're teaching us. Guys, love is not what you think it is. Name it, and it's not it.
And that very twisted idea of it is like blocking it up, like keeping it away.
Yeah, it makes it something. It makes love something rather than what it is. You cannot, like Tao that can be named is not an eternal Tao. I love the Tao Ching,
It's like love has no attributes.
Yes, exactly.
Love has no attributes.
Attributeless love.
It's like hard to It took
Yeah.
me a long time to get my head around that, but now, this
Your
is
head
it.
is not
Yes.
required. That's what it is.
Instead of I had my head around it instead of the heart. Yes, that's it.
It was so cute, Kim, though, because you got your hands here, but then you looked down, like towards the feeling realm. It's like you're kind of pulling your mind into your feelings.
Yeah, that's like what we have to do, isn't it? And I think I'm doing that
spontaneously.
more and more unconsciously. It's just happening. Yes.
It was funny to watch you just unconsciously just go.
Oh, so much fun. Thank you, guys. Thanks for
everyone.
It makes
Thanks, everyone. Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
I just want to say to Ian, I don't think Ian was here when we did the daylight saving stuff. So, Ian, if you're not putting your clock for tomorrow, we're starting an hour earlier next week.
Yes. What would we do without you, Kevin? We wouldn't know where we were.
He's
We'd
holding
be so
this
lost.
together. He's holding this together.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, darlings.
Okay.
Ciao,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you
Bye,
all.
everyone.